Hey, this is Jerry Williamson with Bishop's Flowers, and this week we're getting ready for the 4th of July holiday. Now, the orders are already coming in for dinner parties, cookouts, and picnics, and they want centerpieces that are going to be indicative of a celebration party. So what we're going to be doing is one of our things that we're going to focus on is we're going to be making centerpieces in watermelons. So the first thing you're going to want to do is core out the inside of the watermelon, scrape as much of that red part of the watermelon out that you can, and then rinse it out really good. That'll keep the gnats and things, if you're outside, from wanting to be attracted to it if you're going to have it more than 2 or 3 days. Then you want to obviously take and fill it up with your floral foam. Now you may take 2 or 3 pieces. That's just depending on how big the watermelon is, of course. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in some bells of Ireland. This is a very popular flower, and obviously we like it because it gives us a lot of height and some really good line texture. Now I'm going to be making it from my side, so then I'll come back around and I'll spin around so that you can see it a little bit later on. I'll move it out of my face just a little bit. Then we're going to have some hydrangea, which is always really good to use. Number one, because it's a summer flower, and number two, a lot of you will have these already growing in your yard, so you can just go out and pick some of them out of your yard. And they're just really beautiful flower to use. The next thing we want to do is, you'll see something like this right here where we have the leaf left over from one of the hydrangeas. Don't throw that away, because what we can do is actually take that, put that in there, and now we have some foliage coming off to the side. Now what I want to show you here is this is going to give us some cascade coming down from the side of the watermelon. We've got some small ivy here, and we're just going to use that around the outside edge of the watermelon. This will also give it some length as it spreads out over the edge of the table. We'll bring some up. Sometimes what I like to do is just cluster it all coming out of one area, but I think this is going to be covering such a large area on a table that you may want to kind of spread it out just a little bit, but you can do however you want to do it. It doesn't really matter, as long as it looks nice, right? And then we'll put one more piece coming off back here on the back side, which is the pot that you're seeing right now. Okay, now I'm going to bring in some white roses, which will give us some nice coverage, plus it also has quite a nice summer look to it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some more foliage. And this is some ivy that I also have grown. It's a different type of ivy, but this would just give us some foliage. Actually, number one, you're going to want to cover up whatever opening is left of the watermelon. Once again, this is growing in my yard, so this is all stuff that you can use without having to go out and buy any of it. If you need to buy some different types of foliages, check with us and we'll let you know what's available at the time of year you're wanting to work. Now you notice here I'm picking up this hydrangea bloom and I'm putting the ivy draping out from under it. So it just gives a much more of a natural look. And we'll have some draping off the side here in the back. Okay, so here we go now. You can see that, what that's starting to look like. We've got our height here. Then we're concentrating on keeping all the rest of the flowers fairly close to the top of the watermelon. Now the next thing we want to use are daisies. These are very affordable. We're going to pull all of these off and start attaching, and then we'll start putting them in to help cover up the rest of our floral foam. So wherever you see floral foam, you're going to want to put in the daisies. Now here's what the trick to this is. Never have any two side by side at the same height level. So you notice here this one's in deeper than this one, and we'll just keep going around at different levels, and that's what's going to give you a lot of depth in your flower arrangement. That's what makes you look like a professional, when you use different textures and different levels of depth in the arrangement. Now we sell these at our flower shop. They're on a special all the time. So All you have to do is call and let us know that you want some, and we'll have some waiting for you. And I love using daisies because they're just really fresh looking, but number two, they just last a long time. So you get a good bang for your buck whenever you're using daisies. I'll kind of show you what I'm doing over there. I think I can work backwards. Probably have been doing this long enough that it shouldn't be too hard, should it? And we're going to bring one here. This is going to make the depth a little bit more obvious. Let me roll it back here so I can see what I'm doing. Now we're going to use some green pom-poms. These will just give us a little bit of texture. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring one of these just a little higher than the rest of it. And then we'll just go around and place these at different areas so that they really stick out. They glow a little bit, so it really has a good coloration to them. Actually, let's use a few more of these. You can see what that's starting to look like, and see how just this bright colored flower really gives some attention to the actual daisy palms. Okay, I've got one stem here of berries that I'm going to add in. I'll put that right up there on the front, so that'll really show up. And then we have some alstroemeria. Beautiful alstroemeria. This is a green hue. You'll notice my color scheme is green and white, basically, and that's so that it just kind of go with everything, no matter what type of party you're having. This is going to be a great decoration for it. And then the last thing we're going to use, some Queen Anne's lace. And I'm just going to let both of them come out of the same area, since I'm only using two pieces. That'll kind of let that look like that is all coming from the same flower base. And now you can see what the entire arrangement looks like. This is your centerpiece for your holiday party. I hope you like it. If you do, let me know. You can call us. We can fix one up for you. And make sure that you understand that this is going to be for any type of upcoming party. It's just that the container may change according to the holiday. This is Jerry with Bishop's Flowers, and I'll see you next week.